How can detachment be practiced in daily life? Okay. Detachment is best practiced if you have the understanding of why to detach and what to detach from. So this understanding is gained through insight meditation. Only when you know what the reality is, if only when you understand how reality works, only at that moment detachment works. And the good thing here is that detachment is automatic when the understanding is present. So you do not need to try to detach when you understand the reality as it really is. So we do not need to suffer by detachment, and still we can detach. So that is achieved through observing the reality as it is and understanding that there is no substance, nothing that would be worthy of attachment. When you see that there is nothing worthy of attachment in the world, then detachment automatically occurs. So rather than tearing yourself away from that what you like, I would suggest that you observe the nature of that what you like. Rather than tearing yourself from that what you are attached to, I would suggest that you observe that attachment and the mind which is the core of your attachment. We observe attachment in the body and in the mind. We observe the attachment to the body and to the mind. We observe the body as a condition for attachment. We observe it also as an object of attachment. They are two different things. The body is a condition for attachment because it is a condition for mind to arise. Because of the body, there is a pleasant and unpleasant feeling. And that's where arises attachment. Positive, that means greed, and negative, that means hatred. Pleasant and unpleasant feeling is directly dependent on this body. So when you observe this body as made up from rice and from the food that you eat, when you observe this body as constantly decaying and in need for air, for food, for nutrition, for care, for cleaning, when you observe the body in the way it really is, the attachment to the body gradually decreases. And with that, decreases the attachment to the pleasant and unpleasant feelings which arise dependent on this body. When you observe the mind, you can see attachment more deep, you can see it deeper. So you can observe how attachment is dependent on the 6 consciousnesses. So there is the consciousness of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, bodily contact, and thinking. So we can observe how the consciousness arises and how everything that makes up the mind is directly dependent on the consciousness. So everything that we like, everything that we appreciate, everything that we want is directly dependent on that what we have seen, heard, smelled, tasted, touched, or thought about. If we subtract the 6 consciousnesses from our experience, nothing will remain. So these 6 consciousnesses are the core of everything that we ever experienced, that we ever could need or like or appreciate or dislike or find unpleasant. So we observe the body as it is. We observe the hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, bones, flesh, bone marrow, kidneys, lungs, heart, stomach, intestines, the bodily fluids, brain, and so on. Whatever it is, in whatever succession, that doesn't matter. But we observe them as they are. That means they're beyond our power. They can bring about cancer. They can bring about death. They can bring about pain. We do not have power over their formation. We didn't decide how our bones should form, how our skin or muscles should form. So anytime they can deform because of different causes, either already at birth or later during our life. So we do not have much power over this body. And when we understand that this body is just an effect of this food that we eat, then there arises detachment. And when we understand that all the consciousness is dependent on the body, and that everything that we experience is dependent on the consciousness, then we can get detached from that. Our consciousness works in small moments. So there is a small moment of seeing, and then that moment of seeing must be destroyed in order that new moment of seeing can arise. That new moment of seeing can arise because the previous moment of seeing is destroyed. Then the new moment of seeing must again be destroyed so that a new moment of seeing can arise. And this is how we see change. This is how we see. Seeing can occur exactly because of this, because of the momentary destruction and arising. So, because your seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, bodily contact and thinking is every moment destroyed, a new one has to arise, you can see change, you can experience something. If the previous one was not destroyed, then the new one cannot arise, and that's where you would not live. You know? So observing the body and the mind in this manner, we see that there is nothing to attach to. And when we observe the absence of anything that we could attach to, then detachment naturally occurs. And then this is how you can get detached in your daily life, because you already understand why you detach and what from do you detach. But at the same time, it's necessary to understand the two layers of reality. So one layer of reality, the conventional layer, where is me, you, my friend, my parent, my teacher, my student. That's a conventional type of reality. There we live. There we understand, okay, this is mine, this is yours, this is not mine. There we understand this is dirty, this is clean, this is healthy, this is not healthy. These are all concepts created by our minds. They are not real. Because it's all just four elements: solidity, cohesion, temperature, and motion. But we do not live with the ultimate reality, you know. We cannot live with the ultimate reality, because then we would not clean, then we would not be respectful, we would not be polite, we would not be helpful. In fact, we would not be able even to stand up or sit down, because there would be nobody to stand up or sit down. There would be just the solidity, cohesion, temperature and motion and the consciousness. So we cannot live ultimate reality. We must live conventional reality, even when we understand the ultimate reality to the ultimate level. But we can understand ultimate reality and we can make use of it in the conventional world. So if somebody is harming me, I can switch to the ultimate and see, but he is just four elements and consciousness. I don't need to retaliate. I don't need to, I don't need to revenge. We can always switch to the ultimate reality when we understand it. And that way we can accept things as they are. So we still live in the conventional world, we still behave conventionally, but we make use of the ultimate understanding throughout the time so that we keep ourselves wise, appropriate, suitable. And of course this may sound very confusing. So when am I going to use conventional? When am I going to use ultimate, And so many people fail in that. It's so difficult to fake it, because when you do not understand the reality as it is, it's so difficult to fake the understanding of conventional ultimate. Only when you understand the things as they are, then the right wisdom comes at the right time. So to be detached is to understand the ultimate reality and to be able to deal with the conventional and ultimate layers of the world.